We hiked all the way over here. Didn't even use the cart for Patchy. The Johnny Sack cabin. He made this cabin in the 1800s on this spring here. And he's got his own mechanism for generating electricity. We're going in. Hopefully Shaggy won't bark while we're in here. Hello.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Pretty good.
Just checking out the old cabin.
Have you been here before?
Once, yesterday.
Oh, yesterday.
There's too many damn kids up here. Oh, it's horrible.
I know. Some days I say the same thing when I get about 30 of them in here at once.
It's like a third grade lunchroom is the way it sounded. It was horrible. Is that him?
Yes, it is.
Just color enhanced?
I believe it is, yes. Oh.
That's my Shaggy dog. What year did he build it?
He began building this in 1929.
Uh-huh. And that water wheel is his electricity?
It was his electricity, yes.
Wow. Does it still work for that or no?
No, they brought the power in 1941, and then everybody had to go on the grids.
Okay.
But he used it for a number of years, and he had power because he lived here year-round, even though he wasn't supposed to.
What was he doing here?
He was, well, actually, he came here with his brother originally to be cowboys.
Uh-huh.
They worked out on the cattle ranches out on Henry's Flat out there. And then he had the military obligation, and then when he came back, they were just beginning to issue leases for ground here for from the Forest Service. So he got this beautiful spot, and in 1929 began building. It took him about 3 years to do the main part, and then he did some. He enclosed in this little porch area and added the sleeping porch out there.
Was this his original stove?
I believe it is, yes.
That's a hell of a...
That would probably have had to go in before they got much of the wall closed in, I would think, because that...
Yeah.
I can't even imagine how heavy that is.
He built these cabinets too?
He did. The way he used this pine, they were cutting down trees all over the place because they were building or extending the railroad up to west to get the visitors in there. So he had all this bark, and he would take the bark and he would finish it with varnish and linseed oil, and then he buried it underground for a number of months.
Oh, and cured it.
Yeah.
He used log cabin syrup too.
It looks that way, doesn't it? I remember those tins.
I don't remember those. What year was that?
When I was a little girl.
Like what, 50s? No, 50s?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just remember the bottle. It was probably the 70s. Well, he stopped barking. Just shows you if you ignore it.
I know.
These weren't his, were they?
This is, in fact, this picture over here, it looks to me like that's the one because of the way these come up like that. He didn't really like to hunt. He preferred the animals, to run wild, but you have to eat.
Yeah. I mean, that's the only way to do it. Just kill what you need. These aren't his, are they?
Yes, that's his hat rack, and then the top one is his gun rack. See, isn't that just perfect?
Yeah.
Yeah, take a picture of your cool hat there.
Yeah, I got it on video here. Pictures are passé.
Yeah.
I'll put it on
that's
YouTube.
True.
Boy, he's a good craftsman.
Yes. He used his car in a pulley system. When he would drive his car out, the pulley system would bring these logs up into place so they could be set on each other. On top
And what a peaceful place up here.
Uh-huh.
And I could see where the different springs are coming in.
Uh-huh.
And that water's not really warm, it's just
52 degrees.
52.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could see it bubbling up. He must not have been real tall. He was short.
4'11".
Yeah, that's why this cabin's built that way, you could tell. Did he make these dressers and everything?
We've made everything that's up there, except perhaps the quilts and that.
So somebody actually owned this cabin and donated it.
Yes, the Forest Service had let the leaseholders know that they would renew their leases. In 1959, that was the end of the leases, and either the cabins had to be torn down, moved away, but they couldn't be here any longer.
So they got to live in his cabin, though.
Yeah, I think they bought it in 1958, so they spent the summer of 58 and the summer of 59 here. And then they donated it back to the Forest Service.
That was
and
good.
That's, some of the first steps in getting it on the National Register. And
Is that his original floor? Wow.
red oak. It's not known where he got this because it's not native to Idaho. And the longest piece of it is only 4 foot long,
So the fireplace is not working now.
all those darn squirrels would get down through the flue and they're so destructive.
What, ruin the house? So you guys had to seal it off.
Yeah. See, there's,
So it must have been a battle back in his day. I guess if you used it all the time.
yeah. They
Yeah.
could keep up with the creatures.
Yeah. Thank you for the information. Let's go back on the sun porch here. No, they called it a sleeping porch. So he built all this. That must have been the loo.
Yeah,
That's the outhouse?
that's it.
Still working?
No, it's locked off.
Beautiful. And there's the...
I wish it was because I have to close up the cabin and trot down to the campground.
Yeah, it's a long way to go. That's Patchy barking out there, you hear? Beautiful. There's where the spring comes in over there. We're clear. Johnny Sack Cabin.